This is
the Abyssinians.
The time has come for the lions to tell our own story. This is
the lion's voice.
They had no fear at all. It was Ethiopia, must God, it was God, let him be praised. Ethiopia, must God, it was God, let him be praised.
What are you waiting for? Come together, calling from near and far. Know who you are. What are you waiting for? Rally up, it takes the dust. What are you waiting for? Ancestors paved the way for us. Yes, I am Ketis Oyonde, asking, what are you waiting for to come together? The time has come for the lions to tell our own story. This is the lion's voice.
Greetings, this is Warrior King, and the time has come for the lions and the lioness to tell their own story. This is the lion's voice. Give thanks and praise for the wonderful blessing that's been poured on me. Give thanks and praise. Jah use I as an instrument to set the people free. Jah give her the powers to chant. Jah give her the powers to chant. Rastafari, the lion's voice.
The fittest of the fittest shall survive. My people, open your eyes. Wake up. Blessed love, this is Queen Omega representing for all lions and lionesses. With the lion's voice, we come to tell our story. Rastafari, live it. Hey, the lion's voice. Rastafari.
Yeah, David Dread of Steel Pulse, and I'm saying hail to the lion voice, because it's time that the lion have its voice, have its own story. Says I'm stepping out here, hear me now. Oh, yeah, the lion's voice. Raw.
Well, lion voice, tell them that's the people first choice. Lion voice, make the lioness them feel nice. Lion voice, with the lion cubs we sacrifice. Lion voice, got to show the people them the life. Lion voice. Them could never conquer the mountains. Thousands of years and counting. Ethiopia rise again unto the world. Now we are announcing. Them a plan for war, we a plan for peace. And now we see them wanna go dismantle the base. When the trumpet sound and the violence cease, how we say one go build up the cities. Well, them a plan for war, we a plan for peace. And now we see them wanna go dismantle the base. Rastafari crown as the Prince of Peace. Him tell the youths them fi build up them countries. Well, for unto us a son was born and a child was given, and the government shall be upon his shoulders, and his name shall be called the Wonderful Counselor, Everlasting Father, the Prince of Peace. Them call him Rastafari. When he was born, rain fall from the sky. Them call him Rastafari. When he was grown in airplanes he fly. They call him Rastafari. Lion break the chain, weep not, don't cry. Them call him Rastafari, read your Revelation chapter 5 verse 5. Then, born near the city of Harar, the inspiration from Bob Marley's guitar. People crowd him like some big superstar. It no matter if England or Cote d'Ivoire, no matter if you're brown or black like Qatar. Haile Selassie I fi end all tribal war. A time fi gather Mount Zion, fi drive solar car from the car straight to Zanzibar. Who we are, the sons of Rastafari. When he was born, rain fall from the sky. Rastafari, when he was grown in airplanes he fly. Rastafari, the lion break the chain, weep not, don't cry. Rastafari, we do everything.
iRoots Records, an online shop for reggae and dub vinyl, CDs and Rastafari books. Rastafari owned and operated for over 15 years. We ship worldwide. We have many titles from Frontline Publications in stock. We have 50 plus Akabeka Midnight titles, which we believe is the most of any shop in the world. Special invite for the Lion Pride. Use code Lion's Voice and save 10% store-wide. If you spend $125 or more, the discount goes up to 15%. Visit us online at www.irootsrecords.com. The time has come.
321 Productions and RBG Alliance presents the 3rd annual Conscious Reggae Concert Family Unity Fest, featuring the Abyssinians, Aisha Bell, Mary Isaacs, Ragalux, I Brave, and many more at the Jammings in New Kingston. 2,500 pre-sold, 3,000 at the door. Children under 12 for free. Don't miss the Abyssinians live in Kingston, Jamaica. Can't be missed. History.
In the haunting echoes of violence against women in St. Anne, Jamaica, a mysterious vigilante emerges. For the Woman Painted Purple unfurls a gripping narrative of empowerment, retribution, and the pursuit of justice. Brenda and her group sisters bond together in therapy over their common struggles, but soon their group becomes the subject of an investigation. As the vigilante's actions escalate, the relentless detective, Officer Woodley, races to unmask the mystifying figure. For the Woman Painted Purple is a pulse-pounding tale that explores the boundaries of justice, revenge, and the fighting spirit. This thrilling saga delves into the complexities of dealing with mental health, domestic abuse, and finding love after. Own your copy today. Visit www.devonigreen.com.
This is The Black Heart Man, Rastafari children's picture book, with hand-painted illustrations and rhythmic storytelling. This is a journey you do not want to miss. We offer worldwide shipping, so order your copy today at www.degreaspaintbrush.com. Alternatively, you can order your copy from TikTok. If you are interested in stocking the book, please email us at degreaspaintbrush@gmail.com. Give thanks.
Jamaica to Toronto, the Rastafest movement rises again. This August 15 and 16, Rastafest 2026 returns to Jamaica with reggae music, rock culture, Atal food, arts, reasoning, and unity. But this year, it's more than a festival. Rastafest is partnering with the Rastafari mansions and organizations to support the Relief, Rebuild, Rise initiative, helping Rastafari families and communities rebuild, resist the risk of disasters, and to rise to their true potential. This is culture with a cause. Full joy the music, support the mission. Donate to the Relief, Rebuild, Rise GoFundMe through the link in the RMO Jamaica Instagram profile. Rastafari.
Save the date. Join us on Sunday, August 9th, 2026 at 5 p.m. for the 25th annual fundraiser for the Shashamane Foundation at the Silver Spring Civic Center, Great Buffalo Hall in Silver Spring, Maryland. Come be a part of an evening that helps transform lives by supporting quality education and sustainable development at the JRDC School in Shashamane, Ethiopia. Your presence and generosity help empower children, strengthen communities, and build a brighter future. Can't attend? You can still make a difference by donating at shashamani.org or by scanning the event QR code. Mark your calendar, bring your family and friends, and let's build a lasting legacy together. We'll see you there. Rastafari TV and Site Media are proud sponsors of the Shashamani Foundation.
Greetings in that divine name of His Imperial Majesty Emperor Haile Selassie I, glory and honor in the name of his chosen queen, Empress Waziri Menen. My name is Kwasi Banso, aka the Chasmach Kwasi, aka Ras Kwasi, aka the Reading Ras, aka the Pan-African Happy Man, creative industry attorney. I'm an author, I'm an artist, I'm an actionist, and right now I am the host of Lion Voice Live. Welcome to Lion Voice Live, and welcome to the Lion Voice Network, where the lions are telling our own story. Today's episode, we are going to Ethiopia, the Almighty willing, to reason with the chaplain of the E.W.F in Ethiopia. I am also, this is the first live since returning from the 2026 pre-convention in Harlem, New York. We'll talk about that as well. There will not be a episode tonight, a live episode tonight. Family affairs to attend to. So this is it. So this is Lion Voice and Lion Voice Live with our featured guest, Kipp Ezekiel, this morning. Blessed sabbatical to the global Lion Pride family. I have so much to share. We give thanks, to all of the ones them who wake up early, or for all of the ones who take their afternoon, all of my African family who take their afternoons to join us on these lives. This is really, building bridges, because I know when we do our regular live, which is 8 p.m. on the East Coast, for many of our family on the continent, it's way up in the hours, so it's not fair to have them stay up. But for these Saturdays, this is when the whole global Lion Pride can come together. So if you are watching the replay, which most people watch the replay, try to make it to one of these lives. We do have the greatest online community on the planet. The comment section is always positive vibration, always good energy. Our regular family never leaves us alone. I see some of them in the comment section. Big up Ras Roots, and Ras Roots is now a moderator on the channel, so we give thanks for Ras Roots through his diligence. So he has the power to remove people, to hide comments, and them think they help I and I to regulate the comment section. And he earned that fullness, So big up yourself, Ras Roots, for always, he never leave I and I alive. So we do acknowledge Ras Roots and big him up for all his work. I want to also big up Medina Simple Island Life, one of our newer Lion Pride. Ever since the eye has come forward, the eye has just brought such a bright light, shining light. I pray that the eye join our Patreon family. We would love to see the eye and reason with the eye in our town hall meetings. But if you are not able, please just join the Patreon, the free. You can join Patreon for free, just so that we have your email, and so we can make sure that I get the newsletter. I love the eye energy. The eye just come in, you know what I mean, encourage ones to like and subscribe and just bless up the place. So I really want to just show that acknowledgement to Medina Simple Island Life. Big up yourself, Sishan. I don't even know where on earth the I dwell, but we give thanks for the eye diligence and the vibration. Also, Dr. Paliani out of Malawi. If you haven't seen our episode with Dr. Paliani, make sure you watch it. The history of Rastafari in Malawi. He also linked us with the legendary Bobby Morgan. So, and I noticed I don't leave us out on the Saturday episodes either, Dr. Paliani. So big up yourself. All of the Lion Pride, you know what I mean? Global Lion Pride. Big up on yourself. You know what I mean? We do give thanks. Also, let me just let the item know. Yes, we did get an interview with Dr. Umar Johnson. We will be putting that forward shortly. It's gonna launch for the Patreon. That's gonna go live on the channel. Hold on 1 second. This is our guest. Greetings. Yes, I. No, you have to press enter studio. Press enter studio. Yeah, scroll down. What? Yeah, man. Yeah, man. Yes. Yes. Yes, please put the name. We're live. We're live on the air. Yes, yes, we're live on the air. Yes, 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 yes. So, family, this is our guest straight from Ethiopia. You're in Addis Ababa? All right, Mr. Dia coming. Mr. Dia coming. All right, give thanks. So that was a guess. Sometime it go like that. Ethiopia, no one else is doing it like how I and I deal with it, but we do give thanks. But yes, I was saying we do have an hour plus Dr. Umar interview from a Rastafari perspective. This one is massive, you know what I mean? And this is a full circle moment for I and I because this was requested in our town hall meeting, in our town hall meetings. When you're a part of our inner circle, you get to request guests, you get to, you know what I mean? This is not a one-man army, you know what I mean? So our Lion Pride and Patreon, we reason. And when you join Patreon, even for free, you can watch the town hall meeting. So it's not no secret society. But when you're a monthly subscriber now, you can participate and we reason and you can go forward. I can't remember which month someone said, Dr. Umar, I said, boy, brethren, I charge money a year and I don't know if that's going to be possible because we don't really pay guests and, you know what I mean? But I said, if His Majesty will it will happen, because one thing about Rastafari and everyone trod in Rastafari know this. Haile Selassie I is the highest. So there's no celebrity, there's no star higher than His Majesty. So if it happen, His Majesty want it happen, it will happen. And when these ones greet I and I or deal with I and I immunity, the respect is always high, you know what I mean? So this is the legacy where Haile Selassie establishing at the earth. And we had a chance to reason with him about the emperor, inform him, give him some history. So you will see in the reasoning I'm, feeding him just as he's also sharing his thoughts. We talk about interracial dating, all of the things then where you see the Breakfast Club and all of the things then where the people who are here. But we also make sure we touch it from a Rastafari perspective. And the brethren is an E.W.F member as well. So we find out his history with UNIA and E.W.F and them things there. So powerful Dr. Umar Johnson interview coming for the Lion Voice. Lion Pride and Patreon will get it first. And then it'll be shared to the rest of the Lion Pride. So we're working. That is what I want to tell the item. We're working. The channel, we passed 77,000 subscribers. We're doing over 100,000 views a month. We're closing in on 5,000 watch hours every month. So the item are doing your work. I'm seeing ones going forward to the older episodes in the catalog to catch up and brush up. And that is the thing that we have to understand. We have created an archive of Rastafari knowledge on the internet. So, and that was the point. So when people are asking you about Rastafari, you can say, just go check Lion Voice Network. And you get to sit at the feet of elders. You get to hear from a Rastafari engineer, a Rastafari lawyer, a Rastafari builder, someone who sells at the market, a farmer. We have the whole spectrum, E.W.F, 12 Tribe, Bobo Shanti, Naya Bingi. We have the whole gambit here on the Lion Voice Network. And now, as I said, we are expanding more into our Pan-African family. This channel, I've been very clear, is to strengthen the Pan-African roots of Rastafari and to be that connection between Rastafari and our Pan-African family. Dr. Umar asked, can a white person be Rastafari? And I say yes, because Rastafari deal with the divinity of His Majesty. However, there are others within Rastafari that rose up to defend the integrity of the black race or the black peoples of the world, just like E.W.F was set to protect the integrity of the black peoples of the world. And it's one human race, but there are different ethnicities and cultures within humanity that have to be preserved and that will always preserve themselves. And Ethiopian is one of them, the sunbird face. So Naya Bingi, Bobo Shanti, we make him know these orders rose to defend the black people. And, as a Naya Bingi man, we hold that order, black family, all of those things. But that doesn't make I and I anti-white. We're not anti any people because it's all our brothers and sisters. But I and I will always be here to preserve the integrity of Africa, blackness that was attacked, and to be a part of the solution, the healing. So this channel is part of that healing, that rising. We have so many Rastafari of European descent that are part of our Lion Pride globally, that overstand, that acknowledge that they got strength from that blackness to rise their branch. So that is what it is, because I still see the comments about, from brethren might feel away. But it's all right because I and I, again, holding that balance and that fullness in terms of that niche. So big up Dr. Umar. We do ask him about the school as well, what's going on with the school, and give him some recommendation of how to move forward. As an attorney, we can't resist that. So, but all these things just speak to, again, you'll be seeing a lot more Pan-African guests, global impact, because we also want to show our Rastafari family the power that Rastafari have out there and the respect that Rastafari have out there, and why we need to get our act together so we can take our rightful place and to build Mount Zion. So today is going to be one of them show that we're going into the history. Big up all of the Lion Pride. Our next town hall meeting is July 26th. We will be giving out our second Community Works grant, $100. Only one person has been nominated so far. That is our dear sister, Rases Dr. Jazanai Kush, as the only nominee so far on the Lalabella Institute. But we'll probably get a couple more. And as a member of the Lion Pride and Patreon, you get to vote. And every month we're giving, we start with a small little stipend. And the idea is if the worker take that money and go to the spa for the day, we're happy for that. We just want to express our gratitude for those who are doing work in the community and acknowledge them, because enough time they don't have it and they're giving and nobody call them to check on them to see how they are, because you just know so them a work and they're a pillar of strength. Our first recipient, Mama G, was so thankful when we interviewed her. She said she gave out some to her next elder already. So this is what we're going to be doing as we grow as a platform, giving forward that strength. We're going to hopefully grow that from 100 to thousands as we grow as a channel and as the Lion Pride gets stronger. So I want the item just stay tuned for the ride, you know what I mean? But that being said, let me bring forward our guests for the morning sabbatical. This brethren, article brethren, preceptical, you know, one of the brethren who trod within the order of the Talaido Orthodox Church, and he's our link, our branch. He's a chaplain of the Ethiopian World Federation in Ethiopia. He's no stranger to this platform. He's been on the platform, so we're not going to go too much into his history today because we have that already in the archive. Go and check out our episode with Kipp Ezekiel. I see Queen Mother Moses in the chat section. This is one of Queen Mother Moses' students as well, you know what I mean? So, and I give thanks. I saw my Queen Mother in Harlem the other day. What a joy when the family connect. But this, brethren, is one of our families. So give a warm welcome to our brethren, our family, and also one of the members of Rastafari Independent Non-Aligned Media. We're going to make sure the item go subscribe to his platform, and also he's coming with a fundraiser for one of the church in Ethiopia. So a whole heap of history. We're going to go. Warm welcome for the great Kipp Ezekiel. Royal blessings.
Yeah. All the sound. All my sound.
Good. Yeah, man, you sound irie.
Yeah.
Yes, I.
Nice. All right. Well, greetings to the Lion Pride, you know. Yeah, man, we give thanks. It's time for the lion them rise up the right way, cause it's different times, you know, and different stages. So we have the elders, them were gone before we, and you know, we have, you know, we history. So as His Majesty say, you know, we must leave our imprint in history, you know, as you know, and events as they pass into history. So we big up the Lion Pride and this time of history that something like this can be here for Rasta worldwide. You know, well, we have Rastafari TV, we have to big up that,
Yes.
yeah, you know,
Forerunner. The forerunner.
yes,
Yeah.
oh, she's a, yeah, yes, that a fanai, yeah. So we have to big her up to same way, cause, yeah, and this one, yeah, we give thanks to being here, that we can, you know, be a part of the growth of Rastafari in this time and, you know, fulfill our part in the history. Yeah, give thanks, Lion Pride, Lion Voice.
Yeah, man. And we want to acknowledge the I platform. We're going to get into the I platform as well. But before we do that, just reintroduce yourself. Because, you know, we grow since the I come forward last time. So reintroduce yourself to the global family. Reintroduce yourself to the global family. Just give a little quick history. Who is Kipp Ezekiel? And also, where are you in the world? And how did you reach there? Give us the whole kind of synopsis.
Yeah, well, we're giving thanks and praise. All praise is due to the Most High. I am Ras Kruma, as everyone would have known me as, yes, Queen Mother Moses, Empress, Queen Mother Moses. Yeah, we want to give enough thanks, you know, for her guidance, you know, for bringing us here where we are today. Ras Kruma, yeah, all right. A lot of ones know me by that name. Then you have Kipp Ezekiel. You know, yeah, Ezekiel Kipp, because all of us are kings, prophets, priests, and priestesses, you know. So yeah, so we identify that way as Kipp Ezekiel, you know, and yeah. the prophet, the name Ezekiel come to I and I through a vision and thing, and it confirmed by His Imperial Majesty. And then I baptized named Haile Selassie. Yeah, so yeah, I baptized named Haile Selassie. Traveling from Jamaica, going through America, going through England, and settling here in Ethiopia now for the past. I am here about 19 years straight. Is last year before last I take a trip go Jamaica. So we are here. We are E.W.F member. His Majesty set up this organization because him know the plight and him know the history and the fullness. And him set up an organization, E.W.F, where in it was to support the war. That's the initial thing. Well, it's a prophetic war. So everything is in prophecy. So, and when the people them want to send some money from the West to support Ethiopia and the war, Malako Bayen, His Majesty cousin and physician, he came to America and start to organize things, you know. And the people them, I think the money thing never either go too straight. His Majesty give them the blessings to set up the organization so the thing can run straight. Named the Ethiopian World Federation Incorporated. Yeah, is the first NGO type of thing ever in the world. Yeah, before them have NGO, His Majesty set up this. Yeah, from the 30s. Do your homework. And it is the constitution, it is a constitution for black people govern themselves. Mamie Richard in the 50s, His Majesty did send a lady named Mamie Richards to Jamaica to tell the Jamaican them about the E.W.F. But the E.W.F start from 1936.
Yes, I.
Sorry, I didn't want to show E.W.F. Constitution here. Sorry about that. You know,
No
His
problem, no
Majesty.
problem.
1937, August 25th, 1937. Ethiopian World Constitution and Bylaws, 1937. August 25th. His Majesty give a constitution to the black peoples of the world to govern themselves. So yeah, you know, I'm a member of that. When I first heard about it, I was so excited, telling the brethren that, yo, I have to be a member if it's His Majesty organization. Everything in it to run a country, the so-called Israel used that status and form themselves into a proper nation, and them get help from England, and England help them set up. So it's a long road for the black peoples of the world. I am come up through the Naya Bingi. Yeah, you know, in Atlanta, Queen Mother Moses used to have the Rasta Ark, Atlanta Rastafari community, also Almighty Rastafari Kingdom in Atlanta, where everyone meet at the center, but it's mostly Bingi Guan. Is pure Bingi man and is Bingi Guan. Come up through the Bingi. Then yeah, come in Ethiopia at the Bingi Shashamane under the eldership or the high priest, if we want to say that we have Bongaraki or the elder, the patriarch Bongaraki, and we'll go through the Bingi with him, and we did a couple Bingi and thing, and yeah, we're there by his side right through and through until that time when he make that transition into the other life, as His Majesty saying, this life or the life after the spiritual life. So we did it with him. So yeah, we in Ethiopia now, and yeah, we link up with the church here a lot, and you know, Jah always set an angel in front. The angel that is over us still, you know, only
Yes.
people don't know. I find this in Amharic it written that the archangel Saint Raphael or Saint Raphael is to give good things to the saints at the marriage of 1,000 years in Mount Zion.
Okay.
When our Lord, but this is Jesus Christ, shall make them to drink of the cup and recline with them in his holy throne, something of that line. But them say Jesus Christ, but we know say in the 1,000 year where the matter about is his majesty reign. So Saint Raphael is to be by our side, the saints. So just a little orthodox
Yes.
history, I would have just
There is a
that there.
perfect there is a perfect person for have this reasoning with today. This is Lich Tafari month on the Lion Voice Network. Every July, we celebrate the birth of Lich Tafari. Once know I wrote a book about the birth of Lich Tafari, Haile Selassie I, Ethiopia, Rise of the Priestly Warrior Kings. You can order it off the website. Not a small book either. You know what I mean? Full history. But one of the reasons I wanted to reason with the eye on the eve of the 134th anniversary of the birth is because there is one of the few brethren who have extensive experience in Ejersa Goro, where His Majesty was born. That I have experience in Harar, going to Harar. That I have a relationship with the church that was built on the ground where His Majesty was born. And so I said the I is the perfect man for I and I talk about the birth of His Majesty and Lich Tafari. Why is it important? You talk about Yeshua or Jesus Christos little while, where Ethiopia is a land of Jesus Christos. If you don't like it, it's just so it go. You know what I mean? You know, between Islam and Jesus, you got Ethiopia and you disrespect Jesus, a man box you. You're not in a good place. So you have to just know that is the unconquered space of Africa is Jesus Christos land. People don't like it, but that is the truth. When we talk about Adowa, the great African victory, the Pan-African victory, it was done under the banner of Jesus Christos, Menelik I, Empress Taito. So, I mean, this is just the reality and the facts as it has come down to us. So I want to reason about that, but you touched something that is one of my personal passion, because the esoteric part of the tradition, we don't talk about a lot, the angelic beings, those kind of things where you're talking about the angels. And when I read the book of Enoch, you know, it really struck I, because Enoch talk about the angelic beings and the rebellion against the Most High and the angels, them coming down and, you know, having relation with human women, and, you know what I mean, the covenant with them sign up on Mount Hermon, and one bag of something, the Watchers. It really go in depth. And, you know, because right now there's a big talk about extraterrestrial and aliens and beings, you know, otherworldly beings. And we have to remember that every African tradition talk about beings from another place coming to the earth, you know, all of them. And Ethiopia is like that. So I want you to just give us some history. How do the Ethiopians see the angels, the angelic beings? How does that tie into orthodoxy and the Ethiopian tradition?
Yeah, and just to add to what you're saying about Jesus Christos, Ethiopia, there is a tradition in Ethiopia, cultural, oral history. We know that Jesus Christos came here to Ethiopia in at the time, them how much years that him was, you know, no record of him you hear about, and he was traveling. Ethiopia is one of the places that he came, and his mother and so on. And he said to, the legend is that he said to his mom, Mariam, that this is your country, this is your people. So when you come to Ethiopia and all of the car, the sticker, them, everything, he will say, Mariam is my mother. So it's a Mariam country because Isus Christus, which it was Isus Christus country, but he gave it to his mother. So this is a Mary, everything is Mary. Mary have 21 celebratory days here, you know, surpassing everybody, all the saints and whatever and thing by miles, you know, so it's a Mariam country. Yeah, the last question you did say talk a little about
Talk about the angelic beings.
about the
Because you
country,
talk
right?
about, yeah, the
Oh,
angelic beings.
the Enoch. Right, yeah. So Ethiopia and angels, they are most, you know, they believe in the spiritual because so many miracles happen here spiritually over the centuries. Them don't have no other thing than to believe that that is culture. You know, dealing with the angels and dealing with saints and, you know, dealing with all these things, you know. So this country is high on that. That is the belief. They believe in angels. But remember, His Majesty said, we do not worship what? The image of man. So although them have a lot of images here, we have to look deeper into the deeper feeling sense of where the culture come from, because we are here and everyone know the Bible talk about it too. And in Psalms 8 it say he made us a little lower than the angels. So there is an angel, if he make us a little lower than the angels. Enough evidence in the Bible where can talk about angel, even on the throne, His Majesty where him sitting on the throne. Now, you have the two angel, Gabriel and Michael, put the throne upon him head. You understand? So spiritual things, imagery and them thing, the symbols, them tell a more story than the word. You know, the word we can talk to one, but when the imagery is there, it tells a greater story. So a spiritual thing, a go on, a connection before word and writing, because words is a symbol to, you know, whatever. Even the Geese language, the letter them write in a way that you even it a demonstrate how you for let it out. So for sure say is a vibes, you know. Yeah, is a vibes, the sound, the word sound, the sound gone out, angels, things where you can't see, vibration where you know you can't see. So we have to try and overstand it in that way. Because we used to the Western, growing up under Western teaching, but His Majesty is Ethiopian and him is Ethiopian Orthodox Tawahedo. So we have to get ourselves acquainted with these things. You find it in the Bible about enough angels. So there is other vibration where I and I Rastafari need to vibrate on more, even myself, you know, because the whole way I grow to the brighter day. You know, see it. So yeah, in Ethiopia, you know, the vibes towards those things, angel is very high. And why His Majesty have two angels upon him throne? Why is two angels upon the throne? What is your battery? Yeah, let me get a battery connection here. My battery run low. Let me get a battery. So excuse me 1 minute before I cut off.
No problem, no problem.
All right, blessed love.
No problem. Family, we have the great Kipp Ezekiel here. We are talking about Ethiopia from an Orthodox perspective. The brethren study deeply and maintain great relations with the Orthodox Church in Ethiopia. So we're getting a treat this morning, sabbatical. As we go into the birth of Lich Tafari, we're going to be talking about all things surrounding the birth of His Majesty, Ejersa Goro, Harar. You know, why is Harar important? These are things that, you know what I mean, we utter in the movement, but now we want to bring some more realistic context. Part of the problem that we have in the movement, why we lost some direction, is because we kind of stray from the source and the power. You know what I mean? The power of the whole of Trinity, Haile Selassie, is the power, and then from there you branch off. But because we entered in a time where we had so many personalities rise, great personalities, you know, but we can't follow the personalities. We have to follow His Majesty. Give thanks. Isis?
Yes, everything bless again. Yeah.
Yes, give thanks, give thanks. So, no, I give thanks for the explanation. And these are the esoteric vibration. And people have to understand that Ethiopia is a very secretive place. You know, they don't talk to foreigners about sacred things because they've been attacked so many times in their history. You know, people have tried to exterminate the faith in Ethiopia. It's a faith that survived through the shedding of blood and the defense, you know what I mean, in the whole of mountains. So if you look at even the time of Grand the Left-Handed, you know, Iman Grand, a lot of the manuscripts were burned. You know, the churches were burned. Ethiopia used to have churches plated in gold and rubies and diamond, you know, 50-foot buildings that were burned to the ground. And how we know this is by Islamic scholars who accompanied the jihad in Ethiopia that described what they were seeing. They went to Ethiopia and they were seeing splendor like they've never seen before. It said that almost every jihadist on that mission became wealthy from the loot that was stolen from Ethiopia. But a lot of the things, and even His Majesty talks about in his autobiography, a lot of the history was burned down. So when scholars come and tell you that the oldest manuscripts in Ethiopia are from the 1400s and these kind of things are from the 1200s, that is what the people them showing you. Know that they have other books in some of them monasteries where you have to climb rope and go around corner and things. What they don't bring out for show no foreigner unless you're initiated into the church. You're not going to see these things because these things are archives and these are guarded and these are sacred texts. So you have to know that Ethiopia is not just a normal surface level place. You know what I mean? When you see Lalibela and these things carved out of the rock, it's just the same way like when we look at the pyramids, we know there's some higher knowledge did I go on this up. Lalibela and them thing they for sure is said, don't come take this thing light like you know everything. You know what I mean? And they say Lalibela was what? Built by the angels with Lalibela. You know what I mean? So higher intelligence, these are things that we will talk about little more. But today, I want to go in a reasoning about Lige Tafari, you know. Talk to us about your first time going to Harar. And even before that, just coming through the chart, what did you know about Lige Tafari and who is Lige Tafari, and just explain it and break it down for the people. And then also, how does the church see Lige Tafari? I saw a question. We'll come to all of that as well. But just take us through the birth of His Majesty.
Yeah. The birth of His Majesty Harar, the first time I went up there was 2011, when there was a fact-finding mission funded by Bonnie Wheeler. What name? No, not Jalide. All right then. Rasila from Panama and some others. Sister Ijania was a part of the Ethiopian part of that delegation. Ras Lion Tree. So they came here back in 2000, early, maybe 2010 or so. You know, 9, 10 or so. I saw them, but I never speak to them. Ijania was here. Mama Ijania was here. She and them know Ethiopian brethren named Mulogeta and so on, you know. So they came on a fact-finding mission and they went up to Ejersa Goro to do what they have to do. Some of them made it, some didn't make it up there. I don't know who else was behind it. I talked to some brethren, the prophet in Jamaica there, and I think, like, I don't know, them was involved in it too still. So them came here on that. So about 2010. So they didn't, you know, it's a fact-finding mission. So we went there in 2011. Now, kind of off of their the fire that them light, you know. So we tried to up there at that time at 2011. You know, so that was the first time I tried on Ejersa Goro mountain. It's not a big old 16 kilometers from the flat. Go up. That is where His Majesty was born. The place is named Ejersa Goro. Now, in the Oromifa language, Ejersa is like olive oil. In Amharic is Wira. You know, so in a translate it say Ejersa Goro. A Goro is like a plateau, a high place with a, you know, flat top and thing. So he was born, and that is in English, Olive Mountain. You know, them have a mount of olives here going down to Shashamane way. But up there, so in a Oromo, it named Ejersa Goro. So it's a mountain where a lot of olive plants used to grow there on top of that mountain. So that is where Lich Tafari was born. Kwesi already tell the story, so I won't go too deep on that side. Now, his mother, Yeshimabet, Wazira Yeshimabet, meaning lady of 1,000 ladies. Imabet in Ethiopia, Imabet is like a respected lady, the lady of the house. Imabet. So Yeshi Imabet, you see? So Yeshi Imabet. So she's the lady of she mean 1,000. Yeah, it's like Yeshi, like of, or Yeshi for, or will, or so something, you know, show that future tense, you know. Yeshi. I don't know if I say it so good in the English. I never so good in the language English. It was chat patwa. So Yeshi Mabet, I give the idea my thing. So it's like the lady of 1,000 big ladies then, or 1,000 house, cause bet is house. Yeshi Mabet. This what I mean now, I mean a bet. Yeshi Mabet. So is the lady of 1,000 houses then, our homes are, but is Imabet here is a respected lady. So is lady of 1,000 ladies. Just like would I say Mary is blessed amongst women. Women, how many? I don't know, many amongst women, all. You know, so when the number 1,000 show, it only shows the vastness and the wideness of this title or this spirit, Yeshimabet, you know. So she came and she had Lich Tafari, and the one know who go inherit all, she is Yeshimabet, like blessed amongst women are, the lady of 1,000 ladies. You know, see it. So it's
Yes.
abundance, it's of 1,000, you know, you see the number, 1,000 ladies. His Majesty reign, what them say? Reign for what? 1,000 years. It no mean literally 1,000. The zero them where they behind the one make it. You understand them other symbol there, them other language there, are, you know, spiritual talking. So Yeshima bet. So it is important So she when she gave birth, no, when I read the history right, I don't want to say too much. But a church, Ras Makonnen built a church in her honor, or so the church is Tekla Haimanot. So Tekla Haimanot is one of the highest saints here
Yes,
in
yes.
Ethiopia.
Talk to
Yeah,
the
even
animals and things.
and after him foot did get cut off, him stand up and pray for how long. The foot drop off and him still stand up on the 1 foot and pray. The seat of the Pope of Ethiopia, or the what you call it, Patriarch of Ethiopia, is the seat of Tekla Haimanot. You know, so he built that church for her, you know. So when the two of them pass now and them thing there, the church stop work, pear tree and grass and everything grow around it and grow upon it. So them link and I the Rastafari now and say, you know, Rastafari, them say we come up there from 2011. So now we're gone to 2022 or so. Yeah, that's so. 2022. Yeah, 2022. Them call Rasta now and say Rasta. They're refurbishing that church that Menelik built, the Tekla Haimanot, but His Majesty and his coronation, he built a new Tekla Haimanot up on top of a hill in front of, over the next side of the road in front of a modern, because just get crowned now and thing. So the people shall be willing in the days of his power. So when him in Europe, at that time, them bring over the European them and them build couple structure. So that was one. So that was up there. Ras Makonnen tomb is in that church. So the one down, the original Tekla Haimanot, now grass grow around it and all them thing there, and tree grow up on it and all them thing there, no window, no nothing. So them say them a go fix it up. So when the man them a work now, them lick the ground and them finds that the ground hollow in the Holy of Holies. When them things, so them call and ask the next man where I work. We and the next man there, the man there, because his father used to be in His Majesty army. And
Okay.
him father bury over there too, over that church called the Michael Church, the close. So him involved in it and thing, So them call him and ask him if do because of him imply the man them. So them lick out the bottom. When them look, them find two coffin then. One with Ras Makonnen remains and one with Yilma. Yilma, that is, Ras Makonnen had another son before named Yilma. So them find them two body there. And no, the tree, but no, them show with two coffin. Yes, she, my bad.
Serious history,
But we
family.
only see,
No, me say some serious
we only
history
see,
and give up.
oh, yes, give thanks. So we see the two coffin, right? So them take out the two coffin now, and Ras Makonnen have a picture where him have on a cross on him neck. The cross the in the toe, the cross the round of the body, also, so say Ras Makonnen, because that is where he was buried. Although legend said this and him gone in the mountains, legend said this, all type of legend, but it was written in the church books anyway, the Michael church books, that the bodies are there. So that is where Ras Makonnen body is not up the top, the big tomb up there as a tourist attraction, but it's down there now. So they call us, so they're gonna want us to help to fix up the church and things. So that man now at something or the other. Yeah, nice man. So them call him because him father used to be in the Majesty thing and him used to dead there and thing. So that man him come, so him put a lot of money into it, man. Where Ethiopian, you see, when it come on to them church thing, one man can just build a church, Ask them ask a donation, sure, one man just
Yeah,
do the
man.
whole of that. How much you know? 100 million? All right, then we will do it. Them love the church. The church
Yeah,
history is
man.
3,000 years, 1,000 years of Judaism, Ark of the Covenant, and 2,000 years of Christianity. And some holy part of history where nobody don't know about. Them just a start find out about. So Ethiopia not joke when it come on to for them God business, Exabir and Mariam. You understand? Them not joke with that. If you don't know about that, you could not know about nothing yet. Them just see you like you're crazy. So as you say, yeah, when you come on to the angels and to certain things, we have to get that. Because His Majesty, Ras Makonnen build the church in a Saint H.I.M and that name. So when them call us now and them with the man there and we fix up the church, nice, crisp, the book them the downstairs. We could have showed the eye them. And it look, I will make a magazine too, a little half a A4 book, like, so, fix up the church, nice, nice. And them inaugurate it now and we do the thing and, go
Okay.
around 3 times and trumpet and thing, 8 trumpet, them a blow. And I go around it nice, and everything nice. You know what them name it? Saint Raphael.
Okay.
Yo, them name it Saint Raphael. So at the new Saint Raphael, at the new Saint Raphael church that down in the flat,
Okay,
they down in the
nice.
town there. Then when you go now and you find out, say, oh, but Saint Raphael is the saints that is the angel that's supposed to take care of the saints at the marriage of 1,000 years in Zion. But them say
Okay.
Jesus Christ. But we know, say, well then, His Majesty reign for 1,000 years of that, them say, yeah, so. You understand, the ceremony. So we give thanks unto the Most High continually that we
And
just
and
are
and, and
walking in Him footstep,
how,
Just a
how I
walk with
interpret that, how,
the
how I
footstep. Him say
interpret
we
that
just
to
do it.
sorry, how I interpret that to King, is that His Majesty reign started 1930 officially, global reign. However, because now I and I rise as a Rastafari across the earth and He reign in our heart, that means the reign can't end, it transmorph a physical national boundary, and now it becomes a global, because if you look, the Lion of Judah flag fly on every continent, Remember, that was a national flag, and it changed now to a spiritual banner. And if you ask any Rastafari brethren or sister, them are going to tell you, say, His Majesty, them follow. They're a subject of His Majesty. So a sovereign is based on their subjects, the people who acknowledge their rule. You know what I mean? So that 1,000-year reign is ongoing, because I and I are now here as the goodie, with Babylon would say the body, to fulfill the work of His Majesty. So there's no ending now to Haile Selassie I reign in the earth as long as I and I live. And this is the principle of I and I, or what they would call in South Africa, Ubuntu. I am because we are. So this 1,000-year reign is I and I, here to fulfill that work, that divine work of the manifestation of Zion on earth. I want to ask the I, though, how do the ones in the church view Ras Makonnen, Yoshimobet, and His Majesty? Are they held in high regard in that region still, or how do ones look at those ones?
Well, they respect all of their elders and kings and so on. I just write down thing where the patriarch couple patriarchs before did write and give a letter to us. But yeah, them respect, you know, the elders. It's a respect country, it's a peace country, it's a respect country. You know, see it. So the respect is there, but on the level that we have these things, our theology, or whatever we want to say, them not see it how we are see it. But them respect we say we there. That's why you even say Harar always hold a special place, you know, in a them realms. But them not see the thing how we are see it. So is we if we do what we are do. We're not business about what another man a do, because we, His Majesty say what? Leave your imprint and event as they pass into history. So if you're there to fulfill the book or the history, you just do what you have to do. You don't get distracted with another man a do. Everybody believe in a way them a do. Even your anybody, your picnic, anybody, them believe in a way them a do. So me not worry about where the church a do or where them a do. Me just know where me have to do, because the church, as it's written, that His Majesty here in a books here, but maybe them book there you can't find, you know, it's only Jah can make you find them. If you search, you will find. Even when me I say that, you know, I mean, even the people here, the books them hide. You know, see it. So them not know. It's a suppressed thing. You know, see it, because they are written. You know, see it. So is me not try to tell a man where my do, because in a spiritual things, who know the fullness of the spiritual things, we know His Majesty tried the faith, the Orthodox faith. So we just tried it with respect and with honor. And you know, we not try trouble nobody nor force nothing but down nobody throat. We just give thanks, say them acknowledge I and I, you know, everything, and them give I and I that respect I expect. And we give them that I expect. Couple times the Trinity Church in Addis call we to and for do work. So we give thanks, you know. We not try to upset nothing.
I'm speak to that more in depth for those who are not in Ethiopia, how the Orthodox Church treats Rastafari sons and daughters, because technically, you know, from a Christianity perspective, I and I would be considered a heresy in terms of we don't cite Jesus Christos as them, but at the same time, when they encounter I and them see the liberty and them see how I and I move, that is not the treatment that I and I receive from the church. Enough time, because I experienced this, you know, a man would pull you one side and start whisper things about His Majesty to you and tell you something where they're not so confident to speak in public. So talk about how the church and that relationship between the church and Rastafari people is in Ethiopia.
Yeah. Well, it's getting better, you know. Before, everything always hard at the beginning. You know, the elders, them were come and gone before with Bongo Solo, Bongo Rocky, you know, the Bongo Rupi, you know, and ones were trod before we, and, you know, the road is rocky. It's a raggy road, you know. So at those times, it was raggy. So in these times, it a get a bit more, Jah bring him thing little by little for fruition. So them show enough respect at all time. As I said, Jah always put an angel in front to go before, and all type of things just happen, and you don't even know how things are happen. So Jah I go before we, and we just make sure, as Jah said, make what? Behavior be your savior. So in this time now, you find enough of the youths, them and them say them are Rastafari, and enough people are talk to you. I say, I am Rasta. Them are not Rasta, you know, but them are come there, you know, them are say these things. Them are feel the spirit in a somehow. So we
Yes.
just take with time and we just heal them up and thing. So the people and the younger ones in at this time and the other, middle age ones, them, and you still, as you say, you will find the old one, them will take you aside and whisper something in your ears and you're frightened. But them can't talk because them used to kill anybody who say Rastafari name back in
Yeah.
for them Ethiopian days. So enough of them afraid because them know in Africa, yeah, the judgment come swift. So them not talk too much. But the younger ones, them now, you will find them gone at them church still, Jesus Christus and Dingle Mariam, and they alone them a deal, but them a try tell you, say, Rastafari, I am Rasta. Don't have any ear, but I am Rasta. So sometimes I just say, yeah, man, it's in your heart, it's a concept. So in this time, with good behavior, as His Majesty said, let behavior be your savior. With good behavior, we will spread the love, as well His Majesty talk about the new Jerusalem on earth,
Isis.
meaning love, peace, a deal Irie Rastaman vibes and thing. No lie, no thief, no rare. So we just spread Jah love, because Jah is the Prince of Peace. But we can't make other things full up we head and we are cuss and we are quarrel about this and this a bad. We at peace, man. We at peace. So true we at peace, we just live at peace. And if peace can't find where you are, you find the peace within yourself and realize who you are. So it's peace alone and a job peace and a job way. So if you say how it go, you love it. Them not say how we are say. We not have to worry about that. I know we worry that. You understand? It is natural. Heresy. You know mad? You don't smoke too much ganja. You don't stop smoke the ganja. So we know how we move around them and we know how we move
Yes.
within this time, because serious times.
Serious
Yeah.
time.
So
Serious.
yeah, it's nice. Them like to see us go into the church and thing, because at least if Haile Selassie is there at the church and we not got church, it's what kind of people them yeah. Them not miss a day. Not a day. Next week you go see Gabriel Day in a Harar. All 10 million people gone there. You can't pass. All 4 days you can't pass. So them people are serious about them thing. Them serious about them things. So if
Yes.
we not adhere to that, who is we? How we are say Rastafari and them see Rastafari high to see him way. Unu Rasta sing and a go on how him high. But we not even but them not understand what we depend. But them, as you say, them maybe I think heresy and them people are mad. So we have to get our thing together. So we big up the Lion Pride, getting together, getting ourselves together, having our own thing where we can go
Yes.
listen to our
Yes.
own vibes. We don't have to
Yes.
make Babylon thing full up. We pick them head every minute and
Exactly.
full up beer Babylon vibes. So we giving thanks. So things are going good here. You come on good behavior.
Yeah,
And so me
man.
see it.
Key.
Rastafari, royal blessing you come with, love
Key.
and overstanding.
Key. I'm glad you said that because Ethiopia is one of the most difficult battlefield when you return as Rastafari to the continent. You have other battlefield, but Ethiopia is a different battlefield because the people were, other parts of Africa, majority of the Africans love His Majesty. Ethiopia is more complex because of the tribal politics that they inflict and the miseducation. His Majesty was removed from the curriculum. You couldn't say his name, you couldn't show no image. So the young people, them don't really know a lot about His Majesty. So I and I have to come with that ability to educate. And we have a good Ethiopian audience here on the channel because I see the analytics, but the Ethiopians rarely comment. If you're watching from Ethiopia, please comment. Usually they will only comment if I have an Ethiopian guest, you know what I mean? But them did it. And we want Ethiopia to know that we are coming home and we are here for the item. We love the item. And but we have to be strategic and we need resources, economic resources, so that they can see us building, engaging in agriculture, industry. They can see some of the aspects that His Majesty brought to Ethiopia manifested through His children. That is when we will really harness the power, of I and the youth them will gravitate, because them already love I through the culture and the music and these things. But when they see the works now, that is how we're going to make that difference.
Integrate.
And yes,
make a difference. Yes.
Integration. And that is one of the things that is a theme now on this channel. Is not just repatriation, it's integration. You know what I mean? International Black integration. What does that look like? Returning after thousands of years, in some cases, hundreds of years in some cases, to the continent, to this region, and how do we integrate ourselves forward in a way that's not disruptive. But we are bringing some new features, of culture, and we have to learn some. So it's a each one teach one kind of vibration, But I want to go forward to Harar and to Ejersa Goro. Talk to us about Ejersa Goro. Give us some description of the place where His Majesty was born, because Harar is a famous walled city. It was an ancient city-state at some time controlled by the Ottoman Empire for 10 years. Egypt, when it was controlled by the Ottoman Empire, which today would be Turkey, controlled Harar. Before that, it was an independent city-state that ruled through its emirs. And, there have a Harare, not far from the Somali border. Give us some history around Harar and then Ejersa Goro. Paint a picture for the people know where His Majesty was born, because this is not a land of Jesus Christus in those times especially. This is a land of Muhammad, in terms of how the people are sitting, and also the aroma people as well surrounding Harar. But give us some of that history.
Yeah, well, Harar is the fourth holiest city in the Muslim. Yeah, that wall city, they call it Jagul. The Jagul. I don't know where good that fully. May I find out next time we'll tell you where Jagul meal, because so long time may I go up there, may I have to find out. But we just know the wall city, Harar. You get inside the Jagul, you're in the Jagul. All right. The first church were built in a Harar was a mosque before. But Ras Makonnen now, because of his diplomacy and knowing, whatever, how to move around in life, because it's a Muslim place. So when Menelik sent him there now for go and control the place, because of the whole Ethiopia for them one. So him send him there now, but appear Muslim. So Ras Makonnen had to be a diplomat, you understand? You have to go and know, say, go with no military like you want to start war with them or whatever. Him just go in there diplomatically and him dead there. So them have enough mosque. So the mosque, they know, him ask the Sultan, say, look man, the mosque you not use, Church, me I go build right there, Say, yeah man, no problem with that, man. You can take it and just deal with it. So Ras Makonnen get that. I forget the name of that church there. Rotted, yeah, so yeah, it's a church down in a town, it's big. It was a mosque. In Harar, back in the days, Muslim and Christian intermarry. It's a common thing back in the day. That's why Harar is the fourth city of peace in the world.
It is.
America must have two, and France have one, and Wales have City of Peace. But UNESCO, Harar is the fourth City of Peace, because Ras Makonnen make that kind of vibe From them
Yes.
time, they say Muslim and Christian is not a fighting, you know,
Yes.
because remember when the Muslim them come way back, I remember the history so great. Them when Muhammad did under problem and the people them did have to scatter mostly from Mecca or where them scatter from.
Yes.
The leadership or the you know the hierarchy of them go Ethiopia.
Yes.
So
Yes.
Muhammad tell him say, yeah man, there's some good king down there, some man, and I can go down there and tell him some me say no. So them come and them agree, you know, because one of the point them where them did agree upon was that is a one God concept,
Yes.
you know. There's a one God concept.
Yes.
It's not no whole heap of God thing. So on that basis, that was one of them say, yeah man, we are one. No, nobody enough for trouble them and no trouble nobody. So from that, them this there, the Muslim them, from them long
Yes.
time there. So, you know,
Yeah, man.
something did kick off with Grand Mohammed. Something did happen to a Muslim man. You know, we go again and
Yes.
by that some bad vibes and them bring in them holy Grand Mohammed and him come. But it Grand Mohammed come from Harar, you know. But him
That's
link up
what I
with the
was gonna
Turks,
say.
them
That
and
that
them,
that
you know.
revolution came out of Harar. That was one of the strongholds, you know. He was
Yeah,
from the
right.
surrounding. He was from the surrounding area. So Harar have a kind of double-edged sword vibes in Ethiopia because the Christians in Ethiopia never forget grand left-handed, you know. That
Never.
that mark, you know, the psyche of Ethiopia, and it's manifested in different ways through the generation. Like Emperor Johannes was a man that never take no talk. If you're Muslim, you have to convert to Christianity or you lose your title, your land, everything. That's how
Yeah.
Johannes deal with him thing because they're remembering Grand as, you know, the Muslim as a threat, even though there's that link of peace, you know, that it started as a peaceful, you know, but over the time, you know, and it's these are the little differences, you know, that rise with black people, you know, over differences. However, as the I say, you know what I mean, Harar had a reputation as a Muslim stronghold, one of the fourth holiest cities in Islam because it became a sanctuary for the nation's Islamic population. And it was a walled city. They did not take orders from anywhere. It was a city state to itself. It was a trading center, you know, one of the powerful trading centers that sustained during the Zemini Masafit, which was the era of princes, you know, when all of the different races and they were at war. Harar them maintained as independent city states, just like Athens and the Greek or the Roman city states. That means that the whole government is just within the city. Everything, them not take no talk from them. You know what I mean? So it was a famous battle. It was Menelik and Ras Makonnen, one of the famous battles under the orders of Emperor Johannes IV, who went and took down Harar. Major battle. They say Menelik took the battlefield himself, you know what I mean, in that battlefield, Harar. And that was one of the battles that Ras Makonnen distinguished himself in the eyes of Menelik, you know what I mean, and him get whole heap of ratings. And because of how he distinguished himself, he was given Harar to govern, you know what I mean? And he went to Harar, and as he say, at first, it wasn't a must that the people of Harar accept Ras Makonnen because them just come as a conqueror. But because he was so wise and kind, you know what I mean? And he actually improved the lives of the people of Harar because the emirs, them who were running the nobility of Harar, they were corrupt. So the people were under pressure. And Ras Makonnen came and eased up enough of that pressure off of the people. So that's how the love came, and he built a hospital So people are get healed, you know, from Harar. All of this is in my book, by the way. You know what I mean? In detail, you know what I mean? That's why we can cite it. All
Proper
of
thing
them.
that.
Yes, but the Harari, you know, because when His Majesty was born, you know, in Ejersa Goro, His Majesty military was surrounding the house, you know. Everywhere Ras Makonnen move with him garrison, you know what I mean? That's why when His Majesty was born, there was guns shot through the whole place. Because when the soldiers them hear say the baby born, them rise them rifle. But it's a show of strength at the same time as it's a celebration. It's to make everybody know so we're there, don't try nothing, you know. Because we have arms, we're well armed. So when the man bust a shot, the next soldier bust him shot, the whole place through the hills, a beer shot of fire when His Majesty born. You know what I mean? So along with lightning and thunder. So this is just a manifestation of the Christ returning that iris to the earth. You know what I mean? This is why I say it's like a blockbuster film, you know. When His Majesty, we couldn't paint a better picture, you know. If you want, I mean, the only surviving child out of the womb of Yashima Bet. Talk about that too, because I know that I was doing some research on the Yashima Bet and her miscarriages and thing. Talk about that, what the eye has been finding out.
Yeah, give thanks. A whole heap of mystery go on at the birth. The, you know, even the day of him birth right there, you know. So yeah, whole heap of thing, as you say, I show our strength and everything, fullness of him. Yeah. His Majesty is the 7th child, you know. I said on
Okay.
a program, on my program, that it was 13, but that was long time when I used to go up there and everybody I tell you a story, you know. But when we get closer to the church, we get to find out, say, is 7, you know, is the 7th birth. His Majesty is the 7th birth, you know. So, you know, if we check it in the Revelation too, we can see it's, you know, the dragon go before the child and the woman as soon as she was to give birth to devour the child. So him devour 6 of our seed, but the 7th one him couldn't touch. You know, so
The only survivor from the womb of Yashima Bet. He conquered death from his first breath.
yeah, you know. So yeah, him conquer. So him come, and we must remember them did have a drought in at that time, 3.5 years. Them did have a drought in Ethiopia, one of the wickedest famine and drought in a them time. The whole heap die. Everything, Satan a try kill everything anyway. Which part him can find? How him can find the child? Him a try anything.
Yeah, man.
To find to make sure so the child die. Eh?
No, I say it was called the Kefu Ken, the evil
Kefu,
days.
yeah, Kefu.
Yeah, Kefu Ken, the evil days.
Kefu Ken, right? The bad day, Kefu.
Yeah,
You know, Kefu is like bad, metaphor too.
Translate.
You know, Khan is there.
Yeah.
You know, yeah.
So
Kefu Khan, yes, I know.
Yeah,
the bad
it
day,
also had
dreadful day.
Typhoid, rinderpest, a cattle disease that came in from Italian cattle. 90% of the cattle died. No livestock for plow the field. All of the ox them dead off. The 30% of the people died during the Kefu Ken. It was a disaster. Locusts also did rise in that time. Every plague, and as the I said, it's like the energy they try kill off every attempt, you know what I mean? But His Majesty, the power, you know what I mean? You know, the first line in my book, you know, is that his first cries were drowned by thunder. You understand?
Yeah.
Because it's like a roaring lion. When Lich Tafari come to the earth, you know, the earth rejoice through rain. but also it's like that thunder and lightning for symbolize the renewal. And every
Yes.
bingy man would tell you during His Majesty eyes is almost every year it rain, you know. You know what I mean? No matter where you're there on earth, when you chant Naya Bingi on the 23rd, you know, say some two drop I got drop some kind of way most of the time, you know. It's a mystic, but continue what the I was saying.
Oh, yeah, man. Yeah, man. I like how you know enough of the history. Cause you know, them say there is so many things about His Majesty, like history care. Them say book can hold the amount of mysteries and the amount of things where about His Majesty we're not told yet, we're not heard yet, you know. But I and I Rastafari hold it by faith because nobody never teach we. It's
No.
like when the disciples, when Christ them I say, the people are say you are this and you are that, and you are that. And him say, who you say I am? And him say, oh, you are the Son of the Almighty. You are Son of God. Him say, see it? Flesh and blood never tell you. It's the spirit tell you. So
Yeah.
I same way with we now in at this time is the spirit who tell us.
Yeah, man.
You know, but them not understand them. Them want we tell them some history we go on and some big history in the world and thing. But we just have to go and live we live and make Jago before. This is our part. You know, Lion Voice, Ayabingi, Bobo Shanti, 12 Tribe, E.W.F. You know, you have now the RCC,
Yes.
the
Big up.
Rastafari Continental Council,
Big up.
you know, and you have the global run, you have the run,
Yes.
Rastafari Unity Nation, Queen Mother
Big up
Moses,
Queen
big
Mother
up every
Moses.
time.
Always
Yeah.
chanting for the unity. Big up yourself, Queen Mother Moses.
Yes,
Yes.
and Cheryl Murray to same way.
Yes.
You know, E.W.F.
I would,
I do a
yes.
lot of work too. So
Yeah,
it's
man.
a
Yeah.
whole heap of history, a whole heap of things we have to do and fulfill Lion's voice. You know? Whole
Yeah,
heap of
man.
things we have to fulfill.
And we're just getting started. You know, we're still in our early warm-up phase.
Give
And
thanks.
what we're chanting right now is reinstating Haile Selassie as the unquestioned leader of this movement. You know what I mean? We have to remove all of the personalities, the ego, the shigo, and just know say Haile Selassie I the first live, rules, and reign. Make we start this up. And then from there now, everyone have their lane. You know what I mean? Everyone sees Majesty different. Everyone manifests their service to the king in different ways. You know what I mean? So what we want from the brethren and sistren is how are you serving the emperor in this time in real life? You know what I mean? And that is how we judge our one in this time. So there's so much work to be done. There's, you know what I mean? So you don't have to take a next man glory because there's so much glory out there for you just hold your position, do what you have to do, and you are going to get what you forget because once you take on His Imperial Majesty, that make you a royal son by definition. Once you say that I'm a father, that means that you now are imbued with that nobility divinely, you know what I mean? So you have to carry yourself as a king. And as the brethren say, behavior is your savior. We have too many who say them is Rastafari and them thing loosey-goosey. And this is hurting I and I because the discipline, you know what I mean? You cannot chad Rastafari without discipline. And that is like one of the central hallmark when you put Haile Selassie as the central template, then discipline are going to be something that you can't escape, you cannot go around. Yeah, I was going to say something, Kipp?
No.
Yes, you know what I mean? And Ethiopia is a disciplined place. So we want our brethren and sistren to trod with discipline, with the principles of building a family. Right now, it's Armageddon. You see what's happening in Iran. Bomber drop. I just heard that they start lick infrastructure, and Iran start lick back the desalinization plan. So we may be watching some of these kingdoms in the Middle East get wiped out, like Kuwait, Dubai. All of these places might just be wiped out in the next few days. These are unprecedented times that we're living in. How are people checking the war that's going in Ethiopia? What's the vibe in Ethiopia? Because I know they watch things from a biblical perspective. How are they looking at what's going on globally right now in Ethiopia?
Well, Ethiopia, is a new generation of Ethiopians. So, but on the cultural wider level, Ethiopia, just I watch Ethiopia, them I watch what them I do, them just I watch what them I do, cause them never conquered, them never colonized, nothing, them occupy for 5 years, Mussolini, so, them, the world, me no know how them I say the world. Them still a do what them have to do. Ethiopia develop. Everybody come here and say, boy, them can't believe us how the place look.
Yes.
Cost of living gone up high, but the country have forecast hope for the future, a more stabilized country and them thing there. So, me no know, how that go. Me no know about for them side. Me know say it's a proud people and a people of great spiritual history and even historical history as one of the first place where human come from. And them never colonize and them have that spirit about them. It's a Christian country, but you have Muslim and others, but Muslim and Christian full it up mostly. People now really war like in the city. I think you still have some war still a carry on in the northern side, but not as prevalent as like 4 years ago.
Okay.
And I come down and them did make the agreement they down in South Africa. November 2nd, them did make the agreement too.
I think so.
About peace, but you still have things always you hear something are going up north, something are going down south, but in the city, there is nothing are going. The rich man's wealth is in the city, so you have to have the city under a good peaceful thing and show say you're in a control. So the city all right. 1 and 2 skirmishes are going out thing. It not bad like before, but people still are dead. Some people dead all dead a day down the next to Shashamane, Negele.
Okay.
So things still are going sporadic. You can find something going somewhere. So it just so them not penetrate no whole heap of bush and thing. Although you have my bush, who name now Trump.
Trump.
You have all them brother the Trump. Nobody now watch them. Well, the younger ones you will hear, but me not out too much for hear. But sometimes you hear the younger people, them what talk about America, about all the America election, enough people that talk and but the country so far, them now watch, me not know what them I think about Trump and Israel.
Yes. Before we go any further, I have some more questions, but before we go any further, I want to just big up the Marcus Garvey Music Fest. We will be one of the sponsors in terms of the Marcus Garvey Music Fest and pushing this. They're advertising with us up onto the fest, so we're going to be pushing it. We want to make sure that all of the global family support. We're going to be sharing a link where the ones them, even if you're not located in the region, you know our philosophy here. Once it's Rastafari family doing a thing, globally we want to rally and make sure that these things are successful. So the fourth annual Marcus Garvey Music Fest, Unity and Diversity, will be taking place Saturday, August 15, 2026, in State, and that is Florida. And we'll be having some interviews around it. The headliner is Loot and Fire. He has been on this platform. Big up to Loot and Fire. We have Isa, Andyites, a lot of other artists. Asafo Wiedemeyer, our very own. And my good brethren, Bingi Sean, will be there doing a update on what's happening in Ghana. And then we also have Royal Empress Devani Green, who also will be the host. Whole heap of other artists. So make sure that the item support this economic activity. We are about building the ecosystem of Rastafari and our Pan-African family. So all of these events, we are looking to support them, and we want the item to do the same, just support and come out. So look out for a commercial that will be added to our intro, featuring the Marcus Garvey Music Fest. Big up all of the organizers, big up everyone. And if you have an event and you want to advertise, reach out, especially if it's an annual event. It's an excellent way to make sure you start branding your event globally. And as we build the channel here and as we build the Lion Pride, again, we send Lion Pride soldiers to support these events and make sure they're successful. So if we have 1,000 Lion Pride who buy tickets to the event, even if they're not there, that extra money gonna help the promoter to make these things viable, that we can continue to keep these things. Because the promoter them feel it more time, enough time we think promoter are going good, but the reason we don't have more of these culture events is because they're usually not making money. That's the honest truth. But with technology, we can make them make money, you know what I mean, by supporting. And the more money that the promoter have, the better able the promoter is to book artists, to up the production until he can now, make that money forward and step up their thing. And that is how righteousness cover the earth. There has to be an economics to righteousness, you know what I mean? So me just want big up Marcus Garvey Music Fest as we go on. I wanted to talk to the eye about the development that's happening in Addis. You touch on it, but we're hearing a lot of people are not getting any compensation, road run through them place, all kind of thing, even though it look beautiful and, people calling Addis the new Dubai, and worse now that Dubai soon crash, Ethiopia become like the jewel of the whole world, Addis Ababa. But talk to us about what's the vibe in Addis now that the city has been redesigned. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, go on YouTube, just press Addis Ababa 2026. You can check people like Watermeyer, people have done specials on it. You see all of the walkway, the pretty palm trees, bicycle path and this and that, exercise on a Sunday, and one bag of something how them design the thing. It really look beautiful, you can, but there's another side to it in terms of what had to happen, and the same thing is happening now in Shashamane too, because the Nyabingi Tabernacle has been impacted. Different things are happening. So talk to us about what's going on in this rapid development happening in Ethiopia.
Yeah, I just want big up the Lion Pride and the Lion Voice. As Marcus Garvey would have said, up you mighty race, you can accomplish what you will. So as you say, you know, we have to support our own things to accomplish things. We spend $5, we spend $10 on some foolishness the other day. Sometimes we buy all enough weed where, you know, rare, whatever. And we not check, say we have to support our own things. We have to build the family as a family. Because if you have family and at dinner time, everybody come round the dinner table. So anytime we have a feast or a fest or a whatever, edification, glorification of the culture and the people, we must support it. Even now, as I say, via the, you know, the technology, but we have to support where we are support. Yeah, big up. Yeah, all the best.
I love
Yeah.
that.
So yeah, a lot of people get affected over the country about this corridor limit business where go on, meaning them are broaden the sidewalk, the road them and all them thing there, but is at the cost of the people, the owners of those places. Cause when them lick down your wall and your fence now, you just have to build up back a new wall and fence. You know, I saw the thing I go. His Majesty say when you're in a somebody country, you follow the laws of that country. So nobody, you can't complain about the law, but guess what? And the ID that we got, the resident ID, you cannot vote. Yeah, and two things. You can't vote and you can't join the army. That's one of the stipulations. So you're in the country, you know no vote. Nobody makes sense to talk because you're not from around here. You're not from around here, you know, indigenous, you know, fit in this. So but it's for everybody, you know. Everybody I get them fence lick down, people I lose land and I don't know about that part there yet, but every fence me get affected by it too. Not here in Addis. Addis Ababa now. We have that only on the main roads of Addis. You will have corridor limit. But in the neighborhoods, you know, really have that. So Addis Ababa not really affected. Me no know of any area. But, you know, business places, me know enough of the business place them lose well, some of the business place lose space at them front and have to back up. Enough of them have to back up. So me no know that are what I go on in the country. Corridor limit, them call it corridor limit. So them me no remember. So them are widen the road them and put bicycle riding all this so two bicycle man a pass. People have big space to walk. The road them get big and wide. You know, beer light at night time, them put them whole heap of white light up on the building, just like Dubai as them would have said, come go Dubai already. Them put the whole heap of light so the place look bright at night time, look like at daytime. You know, so them a do that, them a modernize and them a do them things. So we, as me say, we just have to do our things. So we support our things and you know, remember say, you know, we have to look to Africa. We have a biblical history getting taken from the shores of Africa into the Caribbean, into the depths of the seas. So we have a return thing agwan. So in the E.W.F, His Majesty said to come home. And apart from giving money to the E.W.F, him say people keep a forget that part, you know. To come home and carve for yourself a place in the sun to save yourself from annihilation. So the E.W.F there as the vehicle there for come. But as you say, integration, we don't have to did wait if who steer the ship and who over the years till now. And if the ship not steady yet, some people get frustrated and them say a little canoe and them take a canoe and them go across the river. So it's integration. So we can go by our own to Africa. We not really have to sit down and say, why may I wait for repatriation, you know. England them have so much care them can drop on them thing there, you know. So we as a people have yeah, so Addis a go on, you know. Yeah, man, sometimes I go some place, if me no know, say Addis me know. Me no know where me there. If a man blindfold me and put me at some place at Addis Ababa now, me know them place there, downtown, Bulle Road that. You know, that is like the main road, you know, Bulle Road. It leads from the airport, go up to Moscow Square. Yeah, that I like the road. One time it usually be just a little road. Me used to dip on it. Now look there. 1, 2, about 4 lane and bare light up there. So yeah, the thing change up, man, drastic. The thing change up, man. Look like modern city now. All people who live here shock.
But
All people who live here shock.
I heard from when I was in law school, I heard one of my sisters was Ethiopian. Her father was one of the famous judges in Ethiopia, and she said that during Male's time, they had dug up all of the plans them where His Majesty had drafted, and then realized say all of these plans, were the best plans where laid out, and them don't have to spend all this money. So they just started implementing the development plan. This started during Malaise, and this government is picking up the same thing. The dam, all of those things were drafted from His Majesty time. So when you read in a psalm and it said the highest himself shall establish I and I, what you're reading is something that is manifesting. That's why I put it on the screen so people can understand the vision. Where it starts is not where it ending, and there's no ending on development and evolution. His Majesty teach us that change is inexorable, as a passage of time. So I want the people to know, yes, there is a downside in that people are losing their habitat and thing, but in the long scope of what is to come, all of this is part of a trajectory and a plan that was set in motion 1892, with the birth of Lich Tafari, the scale of modernization, the technical ability to execute this vision. All of this is the fruit of Kadamawi, Haile Selassie I, that little baby boy that was born, outside of the walled city of Harar, in the mountains of Ejersa Goro. Everything where you see front of you. I think the first paved road was paved during the coronation in 1930. So from one paved road, which was from the church to the, to the center where His Majesty and Empress Menen drive to the church, from one paved road to what you're looking at now, from 1930 to now, in 100 years, less than 100 years. That just to show the scale, of what, and this is why, as Rastafari, we feel us proud and know that we have a part to play now, because the culture, as Ethiopians would tell you, Rastafari preserved the culture and the ancient culture. And even though we found it on biblical, His Majesty says, seek secular knowledge. We don't just confine to the Bible. We study all knowledge and bring all of the fullness of Africa home to Ethiopia. That is part of our work. So I just did want to show the ones them the reality of that fullness. Because seeing is you can talk about it, but when you see it now, one can get an idea of the scale where we are talking about, of the change in Addis Ababa. And it clean, no garbage on the street. Clean like a whistle. They have garbage strategy and clean up, So it's a different world. That being said, I know the I is involved with some fundraising, and the I always work with the church. Yeah. So I want to give you an opportunity to share with the global family some of the needs that is going on right now in Ethiopia.
Yeah, give thanks. And even in Jamaica too. You know, because we also work with the Trinity Church in Jamaica. Abba Samuel is there from Trinity Church here in Addis Ababa. So these are two important churches in Rastafari livity, and we can't deny where His Majesty deal with, So His Majesty did establish the church, lay the cornerstone when him come to Jamaica for the Trinity Church building at Jamaica, particular. Trinidad have the oldest Orthodox church, long enough time before that. But in Jamaica, the Trinity Church is the first church His Majesty did lay the cornerstone and did leave, then them come back and build it. I don't know, a year after that, them did start build it. So where you check it out now, the Trinity Church down a yard, Rasta in it long time, so it's known that Rasta in the Trinity Church long time. So that is a good sign and a good sight to see that, that the, I and I is there. And them thing there. So we are work with them for build up the church. Because right now is only them inside our building, but the church outside in front there. So the church want build up from them time there till now. But you don't know, I and I people already, we always have some. We not come through the trauma yet and overs who we are. So you find say we are always in a something thing. So man know thyself is a long time African saying, And as a spiritual, we want to say make the spirit of peace, the Prince of Peace, rest within I and I people. Rastafari. See? Yeah, so peace is what we need, as he is the Prince of Peace. So peace is what we need. But it's good for know, say, positive moves making spiritually towards the brighter day. So we want to support them. We did support them. We go down to Jamaica about a year and a half now and thing, and we arrange up some supporting towards the church down at the Trinity Church. So from that time till this time, me involve in that, So we're asking for anybody who want to donate or help the church at Jamaica, the Trinity Church at Maxfield Avenue, right? They're building up the wall and them trying to finish build the church. It's enough years we are linger, but we have to support with one another. And then are the things where our God and King set, and we as him children for see the work and for fulfill it. But sometimes we get distracted and I put other things in the way. So here is the number for the church in Jamaica, but I notice is Victoria building US dollar. So listen now, I don't know fully what these things mean sometimes. This is a Swift code and all them thing there. So I'm going to read it out. So who interested for support the culture in this way and
Yes, sorry, you can
support.
also send it to me and I will put it in the description of the video as well. So after this, just send it to me on WhatsApp and I can also put it in the description so ones can also just go to the description and click and save it and thing. But read it out same way. Go ahead. Continue.
Yeah, give thanks. Give enough thanks. That makes sense. All right. Jamaica is the Trinity, the Holy Trinity Cathedral, Jamaica. And this look like it's a US dollar account. Bank, Victoria Mutual, Building Society. Swift code VMB SJMKN, and the account number is 00232559995. So that is the Victoria Mutual for the Jamaica Bank. Also another thing, intermediary bank, Citibank, CITI Bank. So that is intermediary bank. That Swift code CITI US 33. That is for down at Abba Samuel down at Jamaica, and Ibi Lion a lot me know him, Haile Michael, them angels that the same way, Earth Angel, do the work, and thing enough ones that do the work. So we give thanks.
Man. Family them. Big up all the way Orthodox family.
Orthodox.
We are, I consider myself a defender of the faith. You know what I mean? That is part of we outline as Rastafari. We defend the faith just as the Orthodox was the instrument used to defend Ethiopia against all foreign aggression, So we do give thanks for the role that the church play in the defense of I, and we pray for the future of the church same way. Even though is not Orthodox myself, but I still have to defend the tradition where His Majesty swore the oath to uphold as I Divine Father. That being said,
may I have another one?
Okay, go ahead. Continue.
Yeah, give thanks to the word zone too. So Rastadox, as you say, we have to be Rastadox. All right. So that is the church down in Jamaica. We also work closely here with the Trinity Church again here in Addis Ababa. We give thanks to that continually. So the Trinity Church here in Addis Ababa is on a big compound, and Menelik in his early days, him have that land, and he was going to build a church. Him build a church over named Ballowell, right? By the son Weld birth, Ballowell. So him build that church, but His Majesty come on the compound and build the Holy Trinity Church. Yeah. So, and the altar named Membere Sabaoth, meaning the altar of victory. So His Majesty, so him have an altar there, so a victory to deal with. So Trinity Church, Addis Ababa, we work closely with them too, and a lot of things. So Abba, the workers in the church, the regular worker, the gate worker, everybody, the priest, them, everybody have to try to keep the secret, don't make Abba know. So they might try buy a car for Abba, the staff and the people and the workers and everybody. A nice Abba, Him love Rasta too, but as we said, them not see the thing like how we see. But we give thanks, at least them check for I and always willing to stay close to I and work with I and we work with them. So that is the position in this country. Yeah, so we want to raise up some money, but this is an Abyssinia account where is only Ethiopia. So I don't know. I'm going to give out the number still. I don't know how easy it is to put money from out of Ethiopia. So I couldn't get, I got the full number earlier today. Them did give me some other information about up in the week. But them send this now. So I don't know if from outside, but if a further information, I go ask them and if any foreign thing, Swift code and all them thing they can go. I will give it to the eye, you know, the Lion Voice to see if you can still even run it because it's a nice ABBA and him is a little old thing him have a go in, you know, while all of that. And him there the second biggest church in the country cause where the Ark of the Covenant is the biggest one. Then the Trinity is the next one, you know. So most bishop it look like Abuna come through the Trinity as part of them getting on a higher level. You know, so the Trinity is important. Abba is nice and cool, but him not drive a nice car. So the staff them, well, I mean, the car that pick him up and carry him look too shabby, whole, you know. So the staff look like say them feel away and them a say, boy, so them contact we as usual, anything a happen, them contact with them say, boy, Rasta, we are try to fix up Abba, you know. Some say, yeah, well, all right then, you know, we will see where the Orthodox Rasta community can do. So it's an Ethiopian number, Bank of Abyssinia. 261686 So for further information, I will make the eye know, and maybe as I say, maybe next week or sometime you can put it out for those who interested, the Rastadox, who realize that we have to continue build this relationship with Jah carve out for we know it costs enough pound way and thing and them thing there, but His Majesty is the head of the church and the higher priest them know him like that. You know, so them know say him is a thing, but them not see the full thing like how we see it. So give thanks to those who will continue for work and build relationships and show we good nature vibes towards Ethiopia and love the things that our king love. Emperors, them like to say the emperor. And the things that the emperor love, we want to continue to nurture that that thing that Jah have going on here. So any support we can get, give thanks and praise. Yes, I bless.
Give thanks. And again, we want this platform to be a centralization point for all of the different parts of the family. If the churchical part of Rastafari doesn't speak to the eye, then this is not your segment. But we have hundreds, if not thousands of brethren and sisters who gravitate to the churchical side. So this is their segment. So we can agree to disagree on things and it don't have to be disagreeable. So Rastafari is vast in terms of the interpretation and how one's express Rastafari in this time. And I, again, once it's consistent with the teaching of His Imperial Majesty, I cannot and should not fight anything that come under the teaching. Give us the teaching of His Majesty. We don't want no devil philosophy, as the great Robert Nesta Marley said. So I'm going to get the information. Just send that information that I read to I in WhatsApp, and I will copy it and put it in the description of this video. So anyone watching on the replay, you just open up the description of the video and all of the information to support. And we try to do that with all of the videos and all of our guests. Whatever our guests are bringing forward to the item, we're trying to put their links in the description of the video so that the item can just go there and support, no matter when, if you watch it live or you watch it on the replay. Again, we're building a living archive of information, of guests, of Rastafari Pan-African knowledge. So we want to make sure we keep that principle and big up the Lion Pride. Still the greatest online community on the planet Earth. I look on the comment section, I see the scholarly debates and the reasoning going on in there. We lost one of our faithful Lion Pride in the comment section, Marty Lava. We can't find him, but Ken Dolly has replaced him with the same energy. So big up Ken Dolly, and give our condolences to Marty Lava. I don't know if he's going forward again, but yeah, man, a pure joy in the comment section. Big up Johnny Johnson. Big up all of the family, them. John Marcus. John Marcus has a question here that I wanted to put to the item. And I know as a diplomat that I will know how to answer this question. John Marcus out of the Bahamas, Naya Bingos, is asking, how can rebuilding the Trinity Church in Jamaica can help Rastafari people when the church doesn't recognize the divinity of Kadamawi Haile Selassie? So how do I respond to that question?
As me that said earlier, we no business boat where them business boat. We only business boat where His Majesty business boat. Right? So when we do the spiritual work on our side, it's all right. His Majesty fight the battle and get the victory already, We don't have nothing to fight for, You see what I mean? So we now watch that if it is right, what we must do in His Majesty's sight, we just do the right. We not gonna make somebody make we not do the right. How it go help with spiritually? Spiritually, we are walking at the right angelic footstep, or we are trod up on the wings of the wind. We not write the script, but we're there to fulfill it. So if we are give our tithes then to what His Majesty leave, and we not make it get wrecked, how spiritually we are gonna grow? How we are gonna grow spiritually? We just like strife, and we just like rare and find another thing to talk about, where another thing where we fear talk about. So for me, how would I answer that is like, we are doing a spiritual journey. This is spiritual things. It may not, we not develop we self yet because we divided. So all right, let me read that thing where Abuna Isaac say. Just to kind of tap it off, like,
yes,
like just to tap it off, one scan thing. Here where Abuna Isaac say, there are almost as many beliefs as there are Rastafarians. However, the concepts and philosophies that are based upon a more traditional foundations are to be found amongst the Rastafarians who have accepted the teachings of the Ethiopian Orthodox Church. So one can meditate upon that still. You understand? So yeah, for the question, if that could have, them could answer that question there, get that thing there. So Abuna Isaac said that.
Yes,
you understand? So the more one pan a traditional and fundamental thing is the one found amongst the Rastafarian who have accepted the teachings of the Orthodox Church. So if we not accept what His Majesty accept, how them feel look for we like, but we know what we know. Them not know what we know. But we have to know everything because His Majesty know everything. His Majesty point us to Christ, Jesus Christus. So we have to know that.
Yes.
But we have our own brain and our own understanding. You understand? Them nobody can tell we how to think or how to think. As Marcus Garvey say, you can't change my brain. So that is how I would answer it, that
yes.
The teaching, if we stay close, as Abuna Isaac say, if we stay close to the church and the teaching of the church, Yeah, we are. Yeah, it's a foundation. Is a thing, His Majesty deal with it. So we have to just manage ourselves and our affairs better. Our personal affairs. If we are priests in the church affairs. If we are accountants, the accountant affairs. Everybody have to just astute in them affairs. So if it's church affairs, if it's religious affairs, if it's spiritual affairs, it depends on which part you deal with it from. Because
Yes.
religion make you grow spiritually. You see it. So if we're stuck in a too much religious belief, as His Majesty said, we are going to militate against each other.
Yes.
But the mystic have already stood for the fellowship of humanity. So the
Haile.
whole mystic, everything is we are trying for a fellowship. We are trying for the thing work. We now watch
Yeah.
what a man there do, or we now watch, or we now worry, because we not write the script.
Yes.
When we know, so we have to live it and fulfill it. So me not
Yes.
see nothing wrong with that. But you understand, if a man free for see it, all, every man not see the same thing at the same moment. You understand? 20 years ago or 30 years ago, me couldn't say, me would have seen myself right here, saying this and
Yes.
doing that, baptize and all them things there. Fire burn Bible and white boy and fire burn up everything all the whole of my brain. I don't even know what me I say. But when you're here and you try and feel the spirit of the place and the people, then you will more know. But if you're just the outside and you don't know you're burn a fire, who them people, 3,000 years worth of spirituality the people them have moved on, you know.
Yeah, man.
So we
Ethiopia
just come, we
different.
have to show
Yeah.
some respect to the, to what
Yeah,
we say we
man.
love.
I didn't understand fully Christianity myself until I went to Ethiopia, and you feel the energy of the anciency of the church and the power, the divine power of Jesus Christus or Yeshua Ben Yosef, whatever you want to call him. And the way I look at it is that His Majesty and Empress Menen built churches. They did a lot of work with the church. So we are an extension of the divine power of Kadamawi Haile Selassie I as well. So everything where His Majesty do, from the nation building, from the Pan-African expression, from all of these things are part of I&I, including the church. But what I would say is that don't mean that every Rastafari have to go build church. There are some who are called, like Kipp Ezekiel, to do the churchical work. You know what I mean? So the problem I have is that a man will see the eye and now him want make the eye enemy because him not deal with the Bible and him hear Kipp and lion talk about Bible and who these men are try, and you make it into something that is foolishness. If that's not your lane, just stay in your lane and do your work and make we see what you do. Because enough for the ones them where grumble, we can't see no work with them I do. You know what I mean? Out there, other than complain and grumble. So this is what I want from my family right now globally. Whatever your lane is, make we see the work manifested through some touchable projects and thing. Kipp Ezekiel can tell you about what him do in Ethiopia in terms of assisting the church and how the church call him. He has built a relationship, of works and trust built over years of commitment and discipline. That is what I want to hear about. I don't want to hear talk about division and there's no work behind it. We just a divide for divide. That sound like CIA divide and rule plan to and we're not depend on that right now. Right now, we are about the building. We agree to disagree, but we move forward together in a oneness and a strength. You know what I mean? So that is the fullness. And remember, His Majesty granted the Ethiopian church independence through the process of autocephaly, meaning that although the Coptics tangentially had some level of control over the church up until His Majesty time, His Majesty went to Cairo, sat with the Abuna, give him some ancient knowledge and get the Coptics to agree, say, yes, Ethiopia can appoint their own Abuna. That man you know him a deal with. And that is how Ethiopia got their independence from the church in Egypt, which was the custodian, the Holy See of St. Mark. The book of Mark, people have to know, is the earliest written gospel. And Mark went into Egypt. You know what I mean? They say Matthew, the author of Matthew, went into Ethiopia. These people, when they went and spread the church, they went to different areas. And Mark had the strongest. Egypt was a seat of Christendom long before Rome. Rome was killing off the Christian them. Christianity has some bad PR because the Europeans took it over. The Romans took it over and changed, whitewash the thing. And a lot of us still carry that trauma through slavery of the Bible and the church. And I overstand it. That's why I don't lick out against those brethren. I understand it. It's a trauma. You know what I mean? Because the Bible was used for oppress I and I. We can't deny that. You know what I mean? However, the Ethiopian history is a validation of the biblical narrative, because Ethiopia alone is where the Davidic throne survived, the covenant that was sworn unto David, the unconquered history. Ethiopians define their own history, their own narrative from time immemorial. You know what I mean? There's nobody who come and tell the Ethiopian who them is, and them tell the world who them is. So, yes, we have to look at the scholarly interpretation, but scholarly, as we know, has a limit. And we also have to take in consideration the oral tradition of people, particularly in Africa. Because long before the Torah was written down, the Torah was an oral history. You know what I mean? So this is coming from anciency, and Ethiopia is one of those regions that preserve the authenticity of the biblical narrative. Because for me, without Ethiopia, I don't believe the Bible. But Ethiopia existence on the planet Earth as an unconquered landmass, to me, is a proof of the power of the Almighty, of the Hebrew, the power of that tradition. And remember that Jesus, Christos, or Yeshua, says, he makes reference to Ethiopia. Even in his trial, he said, the Queen of the South shall rise in this judgment, because one greater than Solomon has come. When he was prophesying, he make mention of Ethiopia, so he did have the knowledge of Aksum during that time. You know what I mean? So it's a one connection when we look at these things. You know what I mean? But that being said, we've gone past the 2-hour mark. I want to thank our guests. These sabbatical reasonings will continue. This was a great one. Big up to all of our global family that was able to tune in live. I saw we passed 70 people on the live stream. So big up everyone catching these live. Big up everyone who's catching the replay. For our Lion Pride on Patreon, we put up the keynote address of Dr. Umar Johnson. Should be live now on Patreon for our paid monthly subscribers. We're going to have our interview up by next week. Dr. Umar Johnson, very fascinating reasoning with the brethren. We're asking about the school, we're asking about nothing, and you know what I mean, we're going to it nice. The brethren has a lot of respect for Rastafari. Rastafari really rally around him from his early days. And I know that's true because I met the brethren long before he was popular nationally at an event put on by the Ethiopian Rastafari community at Howard University. When I think I was in law school at the time. Big up all of the, I think Ras Darrell was president them times, so big up Ras Darrell, all of the ones them. So we're going to be putting that up for our Patreon family. We're going to drop the Dr. Umar interview August 17th, which is Marcus Garvey Earthstrong. So stay tuned for that. We have a full schedule, you know. So it's going to take us a while to get everything together, but we are just continuing to build. Big up all of the E.W.F family, the convention ongoing as we speak. Big up to all of the delegates, all of the locals who are doing the work. I am a proud member of Local 12. Big up all our Local 12 E.W.F family them. Let us continue to work together to save ourselves from annihilation and to carve a place for ourselves in the sun. That is the mandate. And to manifest the highest ideals of what it means to be a human being in this time. These are all principles embodied in the E.W.F Constitution. So big up all E.W.F family. Also, do remember the Marcus Garvey Music Fest. We'll be interviewing some of the ones them again before the festival, so stay tuned for that. Lutan Fire, Issa Music, Andy Eyes, so many artists, my brethren. Keishan Myers will be there, Duvani Green. It's gonna be Irie, Asafa Wiedemeyer. It's gonna be Irie, so make sure we support the Marcus Garvey Music Fest. And we have so much. We're gonna be reasoning with Floyd Jarvis, July 22nd. So we're gonna go into that history of Rastafari in America, why the movement has the name Rastafari and not Haile Selassie Ites or Haile Selassie. That's because the movement first rose up in America, and a lot of Jamaicans don't like to hear this, but it's the truth. You know what I mean? The Black Americans pick up Rastafari in 1919, and we're called the Rastafarites. It didn't survive in America, but we're going to go into that history. Floyd Jarvis has done extensive research at the Schomburg. The first martyr for Rastafari, the first man to die in the name of His Majesty in the West, was a Black American by the name of Grover Redding. He led an insurrection in Chicago. Had a whole crew of man with shotgun, everything, and take it to the system in His Majesty name. And His Majesty was Rastafari them time there. So this history has been suppressed. It's now starting to come up, and we're going to be exploring it here on the Lion Voice Network. And Leonard Howell made reference in The Gleaner. He said that in New York he came across the Rastafarites, and upon his return to Jamaica started to teach their tenets. So this is why the movement is called Rastafari and not Haile Selassie I. And I always wondered that, but this history now is coming to the surface, and we're going to explore it. And there's nothing wrong with that, because Jamaica is still the place that was the fertile ground that spread it globally. You can't take that from Jamaica, and it never survived in America, because we don't see them Rastafarites today. So there's nothing wrong with that. But if we say His Majesty is the Almighty, then of course it's going to be around the world. We're going to find these pockets and things, because the knowledge, wherever the knowledge hit, it create impact. It touch the hearts, and it create impact. And the first place to embrace Rastafari, remember, it's always Ethiopia. So everybody will compete for second. Anyhow, because we acknowledge the divinity of His Majesty in Ethiopia long before it reached the West. From he was a ledge, once did know who him is and where him represent. You know what I mean? So that is it. So stay tuned. We will be bringing that forward. We have a lot of guests planned, more pop-up episodes on the way. If you're not subscribed to the Lion Voice Network, what are you doing? If you're a Ras and you don't know about Lion Voice Network, what are you doing, family? Get on board. We are here, we are growing, and we need them strength. become a member of our Lion Pride and Patreon monthly subscription. $10, we would love to have the item. $5, we would love to have the item. If you can only do 5, you don't have $1, join as a free member of our Patreon so we get your email and you can get our newsletter, and we can make sure we can keep in touch with you. If YouTube decide to kick we to the curb, we still can build that relationship with the item. So big up everyone who is making this uprising possible, and I want to just turn it forward to the eye. Kipp Ezekiel, just give us your final sound, anything that you want to share with the global family from the mountains of Zion. Because remember, Kipp Ezekiel is in Addis Ababa. That means he is 9,000 feet above sea level. You know, he's not no regular talk. This, you know, he's calling us from the holy mountains. Any sound you want to make from the mountain to the global Rastafari family, the throne room, you're there.
Yeah, give thanks and praise. Yes, truly. Yeah, we just as a blessings upon the whole of the people, them, you know, we're called by his name and those who uprise in his name. Because his name is the holy name for us. And his teachings is the holy teachings for us. So if we walk in his way, the blessing definitely will be upon us. So bless up yourself. Yeah, as Rastaman loves say, bless up yourself, you know. So yeah, me just I say bless up to everyone. May the good vibes be around the item and the angels be around them. So it's just blessings for us, more blessing, a blessing and more blessing. Give thanks, blessed Lord.
Perfect love, perfect strength, family. There you have it. One of the greats, no stranger to the channel. Oh, before we go, tell the people about your YouTube channel, please.
Yeah, blessed love, give thanks to that. Yeah, Zion Gate Chapel. Zion ZGC, Zion Gate Chapel. I have about 12 or so episodes and some short video, maybe 2 or 3. Yeah, the time, Jah just met the time that me did stop do some works about 2 years now.
Yes.
But yeah, I will continue. But you have up to 12 or so episodes you can watch.
Yeah,
Zion
man.
Gate Chapel on the YouTube. And I'm getting ready to put out even 1 or 2 more soon.
Yeah, man.
Very
One of the
soon.
pioneers
Give
of
thanks.
Rastafari on this medium, long before Lion Voice, ZG Chapel was there. So we want to promote all our family who are doing these works, to spread different perspectives, and the brethren go deep within the churchical kind of reasoning. And if you love them, biblical prophecy reasoning, ZG Chapel is one of the lane and the platform for the item. So make sure you go and subscribe. Put Lion Voice in the comments, you know, make we share up the love. But let us subscribe and let us get all of our ones who are making content to circulate, because it strengthens the family. The more information we're exposed to, the more that we share each other, is the more that we strengthen ourselves. Big up Bongo Wisely. Also, I talked to Bongo Wisely and he shared with I that a few ones did reach out to him and make pledges. We're raising funds here for the elder to get a cataract surgery. So let me just put up that banner really quickly. I want I to connect with Bongo Wisely. His information is on the bottom of the screen. So if you can pledge something toward Bongo Wisely, you can send him a strength via Western Union, MoneyGram. If you're in the diaspora, call him directly and make arrangements. This is easy. 300 people, $10 the surgery pay for. So I want I to just come together for our elders, for our Asians, and just do what we can, you know what I mean? Because guess what happened? Without the elders them, we are not who we are today. They took a lot of brutality, a lot of you know what I mean, sufferation them go through to be where they are today. And so I want us to just acknowledge that. In addition, we still are raising funds for our ancient mama Nana Faraika. If you go to GoFundMe, type in Nana Faraika. We raised, I think when we started this fundraiser, we were, the GoFundMe was at 35, we're at 39.54. So we almost touched the 4,000. We need at least 500 more to hit the goal. So please, if you can, and many of us know our beloved Nana Faraika. So if you see this and you know Nana, just reach out through the GoFundMe and put whatever your strength. Remember that the age protected is part of our creed. And so as we grow as a platform, we also will be bringing and highlighting different ways we can strengthen our elders as well as our youths. Very important to I and I. Also, I want to also announce that we have the Association of Rastafari Creative Summer Camp, virtual summer camp taking place. If you saw the ad at the beginning, go to rastafaricreatives.com. Between August 10th and the 14th, I think it's ages 8 to 18, I believe, no, or 6, no, it's ages 6 to 18. If you have young people, virtual camp, building the communities of tomorrow. Our theme is STEAM. We have instructors, all Rastafari instructors. The students will be asked to build a vision of Zion on earth, you know, how them see Zion on earth. So it's going to be a project and they'll give their presentations at the end of the camp. So everything they learn will be getting them to think about the future of what, you know, Africa will look like with Rastafari. So if you know any Rastafari young people, any youths, send them to rastafaricreatives.com, and it's pay as you can afford. So whatever you can contribute, if it's $5, if it's $100, if it's $1,000, we're not turning away any families. We want to have a space where our youths them can come together over land and see that there are other Rastafari youths. It's on Zoom, so there'll be breakout rooms. The older children will get time for themselves. The younger children will get time for themselves. And I believe this is the 4th year, either the 3rd or the 4th year. So every year it gets bigger, but we want the IDEM to share this. So we want youths from Africa. We want youths from the Caribbean. We want youths from North America to interact with each other and see, okay, I'm not by myself as a Rastafari youth. You know what I mean? There are other youths treading, and these youths can make lifelong connections. I just attended the funeral of a young man, Rastafari youth, who took his own life. And part of the sadness is that we don't have a lot for our young people. And since going to that funeral, I've heard of at least 3 or 4 more Rastafari youth who took their life. So this is a serious thing that we're dealing with in the community. And the same way that we take care of our elders, we have to make space for our youth. So big up the Association of Rastafari Creatives ARC for the ARC STEAM summer camp. And we're looking forward to a mightyful year this year, designing the community of tomorrow. So again, just getting our youth to see what the future looks like using science, technology, engineering, arts, and mathematics. You know what I mean? These are the works that I deal with. So when you ask yourself, why should I support the Lion Voice Network? This is what we're about, family. As you can see, the elders, the youths, the church, the this, the that, anything positive, we are supported right here. So big up all of the global family them. Again, Kipp Ezekiel, this was a great honor to the eye, having the eye, and we are in a great debt of gratitude for the eye, wise mind, and having that privilege, you know. And we'll be in touch with the eye. Send I the information so I can add it to the description, and we'll be in touch about some future collaborations. King, perfect love and strength, you know.
Right, yeah, man. Give thanks for having me, and yeah, bless up the works, you know, cause if we not do no work, nothing gonna happen. So we give thanks to the eye from them time they are push and not stop, push and a push. Continue, you know, I am here every time. Blessed love to the Lion Pride. Bless.
Give thanks to the global family, and you know we won't stop. Why? Because the time has come for the Lions to tell our own story, and this is the Lion Voice. Yelei?
Give thanks, Selassie.
The time has come for the Lions to tell our own story. This is
the Lion's Voice.
They had no fear at all. It was Ethiopia in my sky, it was God, let him be praised. Ethiopia in my sky, it was God, let him be praised.
What are you waiting for? Come together, calling from near and far. Know who you are. What are you waiting for? Rally up, it takes the dust. What are you waiting for? Ancestors paved the way for us. Yes, I am Ketis Oyonde, asking, what are you waiting for to come together? The time has come for the Lions to tell our own story. This is the Lion's Voice.
Greetings, this is Warrior King, and the time has come for the lions and the lioness to tell their own story. This is the Lion's Voice. Give thanks and praise for the wonderful blessing that's been poured on me. Give thanks and praise. Jah use I as an instrument to set the people free. Jah give her the power to chant. Jah give her the power to chant. Rastafari, the Lion's Voice.
The fittest of the fittest shall survive. My people, open your eyes. Wake up. Blessed love, this is Queen Omega, representing for all lions and lionesses. With the Lion's Voice, we come to tell our story. Rastafari, live it. Hey, the Lion's Voice, Rastafari.
Yeah, David Dread of Steel Pulse, and I'm saying hail to the Lion Voice, because it's time that the lion have its voice, have its own story. Says I'm stepping out here, hear me now. Yeah, the Lion's Voice. Raw.
Well, Lion Voice, tell them that's the people first choice. Lion Voice, make the lioness them feel nice. Lion Voice, with the lion cubs we sacrifice. Lion Voice, got to show the people them the life. Lion Voice.